Are you ready for deeply human living and leading? Digital fatigue, chatbots, cashier-free kiosks, artificially intelligent robo-advisors. We are surrounded with technology that in many ways can augment our lives, can support us in reducing costs, increasing efficiency, driving scale, even in therapeutic or hospital or assisted living environments. Robo-pets. Paro, the robo-pet from Japan, is a favorite that I've become familiar with for the incredible psychological benefits that it can have for patients dealing with dementia, Alzheimer's, autism. There's some incredible benefits and gains that we are receiving from the technological advances around us. At the same time, do you notice that the more things are digitized and automated and accelerated in terms of efficiency, the more that we hunger for deeply human experiences and services and support with a real person, with an individual live human being that can connect with us beyond a superficial, efficiency-driven, scalable intent. And I think this is what we're stumbling upon, is that as automation and digitalization increase, we will hunger not only for that in basic products and services, but in how we are led, how we actually bring our best to the organizations and the communities that we are part of. Deeply human living and leading means we tap into that which is uniquely available to us as human beings that at present cannot be replicated by artificial intelligence, and that actually helps us design a future that's worth living. Because when we forsake our humanity, we forsake our future. You know, when I think about those capabilities that are uniquely human, scientists tell us that at present, with the way that artificial intelligence is evolving and machine learning is evolving, there are at least 3 uniquely human capabilities that cannot be replicated. The first is what I call large-scale pattern recognition. And I don't mean big data. I don't mean scanning and making sense of data in complex patterns and getting an algorithm out there and driving that kind of marketing level of nuance. What I'm talking about is the uniquely human capability to bring our lived experiences to the fore when we are examining challenges. So let's say you have a challenge at hand, and certainly we can have the technology leveraged to scan the marketplace and sense where there are competitors dealing with the same situation. We can run and crunch the data and learn what we can about segmenting populations, etc. But it's a uniquely human capability to look at a particular challenge and say, you know what? This kind of reminds me of what I noticed was going on in, I don't know, the Canadian geese and the pattern of geese that I noticed kind of unfolded when I was on a trip in Canada in 2003. I'm making stuff up here, guys. But think about it. Our unique experiences from travel, from interactions with other human beings, from observing the way that life around us unfolds, these are memories, these are experiences that can ignite ways of thinking that could bring just the creative juice that's needed to a challenge at hand. You can crunch all the data that you want, you can run all the reports that you want, but if we also don't tap into that uniquely human view, that vision from our own lived experiences, we are bypassing, we are not tapping into something that is a resource that could help us ignite greater ideation. Ideation is the second human capability that truly cannot be replicated by artificial intelligence at this stage, and that is our ability to innovate. Innovate not just for efficiency, but to use human empathy like they do in design thinking or other approaches that looking at the customer points of friction or challenges that we have with unique products or services, and sensing into how we can evolve a service or a product to serve the needs of humanity, using human compassion and empathy to understand what's in the way of unleashing greater potential, and then ideating around that So innovating for humanity, not just efficiency, can tap into that unique human capability of ideating. The third capability that we have as humans that is not replicable right now from artificial intelligence is this emotionally intelligent, imperfect communication. You know, I've seen some amazing SimBots and artificial intelligence driven learning, and there's a whole wave in business simulations, which is actually pretty cool to train the basic skills that we need within a particular service, right? However, when it comes to really replicating unique human heart-to-heart connection, deeper sense of communicating and understanding, that is not replicable by artificial intelligence quite yet. I know there's quite a lot of great work going on there, but I would assert that there's something uniquely, deeply human about our ability to bring to life thoughts and ideas, to communicate in ways that are rich in understanding across cultures, across divides, ways that tap into our soul in ways that technology cannot. And that kind of communication is highly attractive. If you look at some of the most powerful brands and you know, movements out there, they have to do with authenticity, with vulnerability, with imperfection. That which makes us deeply human also harnesses the power of our souls to kind of create something new for our future. So in the face of all this disruption over the last couple of years, what better time than now to tap into deeply human living and leading? So here's 3 simple ways that you can do that in your day-to-day. Number 1, I want you to think about what in your personal lived experience could actually be applied to the challenges at hand. So run your data reports, do your big data crunching, do your predictive analytics, go to town on all that. But make some time also to think about your own lived experiences and the challenges that you're facing that might have some utility for what's at hand. Is there a story you could share, an lived experience that you've gone through that could even give shape to the new sales effort that you're leading, and therefore ignite the spirits of those that are going after increased sales? Is there something in your lived experience that would give you some curiosity to explore some deeper research in an area that hadn't necessarily been picked up by the big data work? So this is one way that you can begin. A second thing that you can actually do is to think about how you can ideate to serve the deeply human experiences of those that you serve as your customers versus just efficiency or speed. Again, think about the cashierless kiosks or the SimBots, the robo-advisors that answer your questions on, you know, basics in financial management. They're efficient, they're quick, but they're totally impersonal, somewhat cheesy, and sometimes really irritating because you just want to talk to a real person. So where can you actually look at how your organization serves those around you and where you've automated to drive for efficiency, for scale, for reducing costs? And it's actually been really great in so many ways, but maybe there's a segment where you are missing a deeply human experience and people would actually value that, they would pay for it, and they would enjoy more of that very personal, authentic human connection. Where can you ideate around that? And then thirdly, it has to do with your communication. I think so many times right now, especially in the midst of the pandemic, there have been so many polished messages and ways that we're trying to communicate, and even right now with the return to work and creating a kind of a hybrid work environment, there's a lot of spin. There's a lot of, false positivity that denies the fears that people are experiencing or the challenges that they're having as they adapt to the future of work. So embrace empathy, compassion, authenticity, vulnerability, and make that part of your communication. Check in with others to see what the real fears are, acknowledge what they are, and then speak from that place that allows others to follow you because you are deeply human in how you live and how you lead. I hope these tips have been helpful to you, and I look forward to hearing from you as you explore deeply human living and leading.